Um, I think you have the most versatility at linebacker. There's no doubt about it. And after Zach Baun's comments a few days ago, I think there's something to take here. And, Fangio might switch things up a little bit for the positives. And there's a lot of them here. So let's get straight into it.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope we're having a fantastic day today. So we have a lot to discuss regarding the Philadelphia Eagles. Really like one big topic, because I think this is really important. As much as we're looking at Andrew Makuba, Sidney Brown competition next to Reed Blankenship at safety, the cornerback 2 spot with Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson. If there is rumors that they might add another corner if Ringo doesn't pan out, we don't know yet. But I think the most versatility you have right now comes down to the linebackers, where a lot of them could play on the line. Okay. Now, if you're not going to garnish a lot of pressure this season, which I know they probably will, like I'm excited for Jalix Hunt. Big jump in the playoffs and could have a big jump season this year. I think definitely a gem in the mix. Nolan Smith, double-digit sacks. I mean, you have Joshua Uche coveted. You have Azeez Ojulari. He could stay healthy. You have double-digit sack season right now. I mean, I'm not even kidding. I mean, it's pretty loaded at that position. We're not talking about the DTs. We're talking about edge rushers. But Zach Baun had some comments a few days ago, which I thought it was really interesting, pretty much saying, like, look, if Vic Fangio wants me to play on the edge and go attack the quarterback, I'm ready to go do that. That's what he wants me to do. Now, I do like that for a couple of reasons, because one, he could do it because he was an edge rusher transition into an outside linebacker, really, when he was with the Saints. Now you have the option here, okay, because we have to look at it this way. Nakobe Dean is going to be out for a while, okay? You're going to have Jahad Campbell coming back mid-August, and most likely Jahad Campbell is probably not going to play in any preseason games. I think the Eagles are going to be extra careful. I feel like he will get into some practices, but I think that is as far as it's going to go regarding him and what's going on with him, and we'll get to see him progress during the regular season. These other guys are going to have huge opportunities, okay? You have Trotter Jr. I mean, you got Smile Munden from Georgia, another versatile type linebacker that they got, which I really do like as well. They got to pick from that Georgia tree, so why not add another one to the linebacker group? No doubt about it. I would say before the bye week and a little bit after the bye week, the Eagles were using 5-man front. So if the Eagles weren't getting enough pressure on the defensive line, they would move Zach Ball on the edge. But if you do a 5-man front, you have one linebacker, unfortunately, and you're really trying to garnish the pressure there. If Vic doesn't have to do that, that's an awesome thing. But why not play basic? And if you want Zach Baun to be on the edge, that would be a great thing. Now, I'm not saying a full time or anything like that, but God forbid you garnish injuries at edge, or maybe in a game you need as much pressure as possible and you need to put someone on the line. I'm talking basic. Like I said, I'm not talking about a 5-man front moving an extra guy down the line, which you can do, but then you're obviously your middle coverage is going to be a little vulnerable, and you don't really want to do that too much. Because you have training camp now, you can really get to see more of Trotter Jr., more of Smile Munden, more of Ben Van Simmeren in the lineup now. So then if Fangio wants to make some changes during the year, not too many changes, but if you have to use that versatility to his advantage with a lot of these players, like Jahad Campbell can play edge, and Zach Baun can play edge, you can move those guys down the line if you really want to. I think that's a huge value when it comes to this defense. And because Fangio has seen enough of the guys, especially in training camp, if they're playing well on the back end, he will have no problem throwing them into a game. See, when you have a corner that can only play to one side, when you have a linebacker that can only play either inside or outside, but if you have players that can play multiple, and the versatility, like I said, is off the charts as it is right now, sky's the limit for this defense. And yes, I know we hate injuries. Sometimes injuries are a blessing in disguise because things just happen. You see other guys get those big opportunities, especially in camp to the regular season, and look what happens. I think the Eagles and Vic Fangio have seen a lot of Trotter Jr. We've seen him flash. We've seen him do some things. He's got to wrap up better in the backfield, but he just doesn't play that much. And when he does good things. I think with more of an opportunity that he's going to get, I think he's going to shine pretty bright. And Ben Van Sermon will be most likely a fullback this year, but he had a good offseason program. I thought during the preseason games, he was very productive, and he was being in the backfield. He was making tackles. He was doing some good things. So Ben Van Simmern coming off a serious knee injury and is healthy now, but get to see what he could do in another year. You're under a second year under Vic Fangio as of right now. So each year you're going to be drafting guys that fit his scheme. And we're talking about guys that have the versatility that he wants. And the more years that he's here, the better this team is going to be. And the young talent is just going to grow and it's going to produce really fast. And he's got these guys in the right position, especially when it comes to training camp and what their craft is and what they're working on. And he's literally pulling out all the skill sets from these young guys that are on this team, these young players that are really striving to make roster spots and guys that are going to start to make noise. And I think we're going to get a lot of production out of the young guys come this training camp. Even in this video, I'm not saying that Zach Baun should be at that position full time, but I feel like if they need to put him there, they could throw him there. And then Vic Fangio could say, hey, look, Jahad Campbell, be the inside, Trotter coming in the outside, we're ready to go. Because he's seen these guys and what they could do, and he has been he's not going to put somebody on the field that he feels like is not ready. And, the Eagles have thrown players in the fire. They've thrown them in games because we had no choice. And if that's what you got to do, sometimes you got to do that. But every guy's going to get a huge opportunity in the offseason to really showcase a lot, and as the weeks go by, we're going to see like who's really the top dog, who's making noise. And I think this entire linebacker group, maybe besides Ben Van Simmeren, I think it's going to be pretty productive. The best linebacker group we've probably seen in a lot of years. Howie Roseman breaking his own philosophy and now attacking the linebacker position, not only signing one, but extending one in Zach Baun. And now you drafted one in the first round. So how about that? There's going to be a lot to look at when it comes to training camp, and I'm very excited for it. And I hope you guys are as well. And that's pretty much it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Eagles news every single day, and make sure you like the video because it helps out tremendously. And can't wait for training camp and can't wait to see what's going to happen with a lot of these positions. I'm very excited, and I will see you on the next one. Remember, shakes what up, follow, peace out, guys. Peace.